Start the recording. So I am delighted to introduce my friend Cheryl Cawood. I met her through my folk family, and her house concert at my house last December was our only house concert we've had in Galveston that sold out. She lives on Tiki Island and plays around the island at a regular basis. Her music is incredible, but that is not why I asked her to speak to us today. Cheryl applied for a grant through the Music to Life Foundation, started by Noel Paul Stuckey of Peter, Paul, and Mary and his daughter Liz Stuckey Sunday. She got the grant to provide a program that she calls Hope Loves Harmony. James and I both consulted with her on the startup as a music therapist and psychotherapist. I will let her tell you more about these programs. Let's give a warm welcome to Cheryl Cawood.
Might as well just wear this thing since I brought it while I talk. I'm Cheryl. I'm so glad to be here. Interesting that you brought up the ADA house. That's amazing. It is one of the places that is very interested in the program that I have created with Music to Life, Hope Loves Harmony. I talked to them, so they are definitely willing to be supportive of my program. I have yet to be funded, though, so I'm still applying for grants, which I was just telling James about. By the way, thank you, James and Pam, for inviting me. I'm glad to be here. Anyway, as soon as I get the funding and some grant support, I will be working with ADA right here on the island. I'm very happy about that. The program that I created was originally, and it still is, it's for specifically for parents who have adult children or really anyone in their life that's suffering with addiction problems, substance use disorder, though we obviously will help anyone that's dealing with those issues. So ADA is not the parents, but if there's a way to work with them, and by the way, I would love to go with you over there okay, today, that'd be awesome. Oh, can you go too? Oh, okay, cool. I'm just going to drag everybody. We're all going. Anyway, it would be awesome to work with organizations like that and bring the support people, the family, whichever family member, friends, whoever are dealing with these horrendous issues. My personal story is I have 3 adult daughters, 2 of whom became addicted to heroin. Absolutely tragic to go through that because you have to prepare for your child to die. So a person goes through the whole grief process. It's just what you're thinking. I see heads going, oh my gosh. The good news is I didn't lose anyone, thank God, because the epidemic with opioids in Cincinnati is just horrendous. It's still off the charts there, and that's where my family is. I moved to Texas 13 years ago. On August 9th will be my anniversary being here 13 years. Yay! Anyway, one of my daughters has become a counselor for parents with children. They've been, both of them, in recovery for more than 6 years now. And I couldn't be more blessed, my goodness, because one of my daughters, I actually dreamed she was in a coffin. I mean, it's a horrendous thing to go through. So that's where my passion comes from, to give back to community, to the people who saved the lives of my people, you know, my family. Anyway, that's where it comes from. So with Hope Loves Harmony, we wrote a theme song. I have several people that rally around with this. Other songwriters are definitely welcome. If anybody wants to help too, you're more than welcome to jump on board. So you can sing along. I recently moved and I don't have a printer, and I would have brought a printout for everybody to sing along, but I didn't bring one. So if you catch on to the words, great. I'll sing it here at the beginning and then again at the end. So we wrote this one just to kind of represent for people like you, people like me, who give back. And this is where the heart of the song came from, and we adopted it as our theme song. It's called Shelter from the Storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. Protect your heart when things go wrong. Whenever you need a blue sky or sunshine in the morning, I will give you shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. That's all there is to it. Just that simple. Thank you so much. This next song I wanted to bring is one that was near and dear to my heart and to my friend Janet Bell, who used to be part owner of the Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe here in Galveston. She and I met at a songwriter thing here at the Old Quarter, and while we were talking about writing songs, etc., we had this moment. We just looked at each other because her son was also addicted. However, she did lose her son. It's tragic, yes. So we wrote this song together. We had very similar feelings about wanting to run away from the problem, feeling embarrassed. You know, who wants to talk about this and admit to other people, you know, my kid's an addict? You know, I mean, it's really rough. The more you talk about it, though, and the more you bring it forward, the more it brings awareness to the issues and solutions to problems. Anyway, this is one that we very much connected on, and it's one of my favorites that's come out of the program. It's 1 in the morning. Who the hell's calling? I'll be damned, it's you again. By now I've collected your bazillion numbers. I tagged them all, Mr. Heroin. I swear dark clouds are outside my window. It's time I try and get out of here. I know I'm trying to outrun the rain before I'm caught up in a hurricane. I'm hitting the road. I can't take another episode. I'm moving on from the pain. I'm trying to outrun the rain. You were my first love, one beautiful soul, the brightest light I've ever known. You let addiction make you a stranger. How did you lose your self-control? Clouds like black tar, cocaine and mescaline. I'm so done with this scene. Oh, I'm trying to outrun the rain before I'm caught up in a hurricane. I'm hitting the road. I can't episode. I'm moving on from the pain. I'm trying to outrun the rain. This could only go one of two ways, and I'm prepared for the worst. Only God knows how hard I pray, and Lord, how I've cursed. I'm trying to outrun the rain before I'm caught up in a hurricane. I'm hitting the road, I can't take another episode. I'm moving on from the pain. I'm trying to outrun the rain. I'm trying to outrun the rain. I'm trying to outrun the rain. All right. It's kind of sad, isn't it? It's true, though. I mean, my story is my story. It's real, so I am proud to share it. A huge gratitude to the Music to Life folks for helping me with this. They didn't want to just build a program. They wanted to make a sustainable program, one that can carry on and build on itself and hopefully get more advocates on board to bring awareness and solutions to the addiction problem. There's lots of online things too. I'm on most of the pages that I found anyway. There's one called PAL. It's Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. I do the phone-in stuff with them. They're all over the country. There's several, so I'm just trying to network with it. People are out there and they're helping, so it's a wonderful thing. Anyway, I have a lot of gratitude for all of those things. So we did so far a pilot study, and actually have parents who got in the study, and we did the whole program. We write songs. I don't know if I told you that part. What we're doing with the healing is writing songs with the family members. So I've had people cry on the thing because it's a very emotional thing, but music heals. So that's the coolest part of all. So I absolutely love it, being a songwriter and being able to give back. So this was a song that we wrote with one of the parents in the program, in the pilot study, I should say. And this is, I'll tell you, I'll let you hear the whole song, but I'll tell you, I brought this to one of my songwriting critique groups. We did all that on Zoom during the pandemic, blah, blah. And several of them hated this song. They did not like it because it didn't have a positive resolution. They wanted it to resolve with, oh, everything's fine now. That's not how it goes. This song is real. This is someone's heart bleeding, and it's real. So I left it. I'm like, okay, take the feedback and grain of salt that thing, throw it over the shoulder and let it land over there behind me. Anyway, this is her story. Wandering back alleys, you were living on the street, waiting for night to fall so the baby could get some sleep. Hungry for more, making deals for that poison, like a knife cuts to the bone. The pain hurts everyone. Wanna hold on, but but you need to know. You're hard to love when you've lost control. It's hard to forgive if the truth be told. I wanna hold on, but I'm letting go. Red-eye flight to Scottsdale. It was a rescue mission. I smelled rat hole on your clothes. You can't hide signs of addiction. Your chatter was wild. You were clothesline thin. I saw with my own eyes the desolation you've been in. I wanna hold on, but you need to know. You're hard to love when you've lost control. It's hard to forgive if the truth be told. I wanna hold on, but I'm letting go. I don't want to take the kids, but God forbid I will. I wanna hold on, but you need to know. You're hard to love when you've lost control. It's hard to forgive if the truth be told. I wanna hold on, but I'm letting go. I wanna hold on, but I'm letting go. Thank you so much. Just to end the story, the song, am I right? It's her story. I mean, this is where she was at the moment when these feelings are inside her, so it didn't get a resolution. Though, I mean, eventually it did. Her daughter is on the mend. She's working in a restaurant, though she was a registered nurse. That's how that story goes. She'll have to rebuild her life, of course. And the parent did take those children, and she raised them, and they didn't want to go back with their mother after all this. Not that they're in her life, but they didn't want to go back. It was just too horrendous. They were at neighbors' doors, asking for food and all kind of crazy stuff. Anyway, this is what we do. So I can do one more song if you want. Another one from a parent. This one, is a Cincinnati story. This parent, her son was living under the bridge in Cincinnati. She saw him on the news getting on one of those rescue buses when it was freezing cold. She's like, oh my God, my son's on the news, Anyway, she decided she wanted her song to be to try to understand what is in her son's mind. Why would he choose to do this? She told me that she went to visit him under the bridge, and he actually took her on a tour and told her, he had a backpack with cardboard and markers, magic markers, and they call it flying signs. I'm sure you've seen the people flying signs, but we fly our signs. And he showed her how they do it and what they do and how you make this work, how they take a shower, and he's like, Mom, I'm fine. I want to live here. And she's just beside herself with how in the world does it get here like this? The good news is he's not under the bridge anymore. I don't want me to keep saying that these things come to a positive, because definitely they don't. While my daughters were going through this, I had obituaries on my refrigerator. Just, people we knew, why aren't you listening to me? It's a traumatic thing. Anyway, This one's called Monster, and she wanted this one to be from the perspective of her son, and maybe this is what's in his mind. So this is her song. So we sit down and create and talk about, you know, the lyrics and all the stuff, and then we work it together. It's actually very time consuming. It took a minute to find the right vein to fly me away from my pain. Now chasing high, it's my only intent. I should deny, but I'm hell-bent. My sensible mind don't make sense anymore. Euphoria controls, rocks me to my core. Where is my soul? What is my worth? I'm asking God for a chance on this earth. Free me from this monster. Give me new breath. Wish I could live without regret. Calm the storm within me. Turn my dark to light. Am I ready to change? Am I ready to fight? Sweet Lucille, she's been through hell, wasting away in dark, dank cells. Her arms have scars from needle tracks. She fell so far, there was no coming back. One last line, one last time, I swear. My messed up mind, it's barely there. I don't care, surviving the streets, it sucks to be me. Will I find a way to shake this beast? Free me from this monster. Give me new breath. Wish I could live without regret. Calm the storm within me. Turn my dark to light. Am I ready to change? Am I ready to fight? It's called Monster. Thanks. Do y'all have any questions? Because if not, we're going to do the theme song again, and you guys are going to sing with me. Thanks again for inviting me. I really love sharing. And yes. How long does it take? It depends on the song. And are you talking about these songs? These take a little longer. So we do it all in group. We were doing it all on Zoom. I actually would prefer to keep doing it like that. So we do all the instructional stuff first and talk about emotions and things like that, where these guys came into play about, such a tough subject, how to get in there and not be out of bounds, out of line. And then once we get where they know what an idea of what they want to write about, then we have to break off with one-on-one or two with one. So it depends on the person and it depends on the song. And, they can take a long time. I work full time too, and so they take longer for me. I am going to be bringing other songwriters in as this gets funded too. So it will depend on that writer too. Some people write songs, boom, bam, they're done. I'm not one of those. Did that help? I don't know. Yes.
Actually, I do have one question about the last song you did, Lobster.
Yes.
How did he wind up in that predicament? Was it due to drug addiction or just
Yes.
economy?
Absolutely, through the drug addiction. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. After a while, the parent, not just the parent, everybody, the parents are the last to go because that's my child. I'm going to do everything I can, and I don't know if my choices were right or not either. I decided to do tough love. And I don't know if it was right or wrong. I still don't know. Though now my daughter, she just called me right when I got here. She calls me all the now I'm glad to see her name on the phone. Back in those days, though, it was going to be a nightmare if I picked that phone up. She was going to be in jail or something, something ugly was going, or overdosed or something. But everybody gives up eventually. So where this daughter ended up was in a year-long sentence from the court because she was in a vehicle and the driver injected heroin, and of course the car went off the road and she had the child in the car. So the child was taken from her. This is what saved her life, though, getting sentenced into that 1-year program. So now she gives back. Her whole world is involved in helping those girls in that same place where she was and giving back to community. She's associated with all of the groups, and she just got married in Hawaii, and her husband is too. They're a dynamic duo out there doing good. I couldn't be more proud. But by the time they end up there, no one's willing to help anymore because you've spent money that, there's nothing you can give them or buy or even food. They'll go sell it. It doesn't matter what it is. Their brain is poisoned at that point. Once they're to the point where no one's going to help, they can't hold down a job, around and around it goes. So that's where they end up. My daughter that just got married in Hawaii was living on the streets. Lord only knows what she did for money or whatever for drugs. She weighed about 89 or 90 pounds. It was just devastating. She almost lost her leg too to MRSA. She was in the hospital for 6 months with MRSA in her leg. It was horrendous, just stuff to go through. Huh? For her, it was losing her child. It was, and that year long, these outpatient things in her case, they weren't going to work. She tried other things. She didn't want to be this person. Who does? No one wants this, but losing her child, she fought and fought and fought. So, of course, he went to live with a family member, and she had to go to the courts and through the whole system to get him back. She got him back maybe 2 years ago. And she did everything in her power to make sure she would get her child back. So that was hers. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's situation is different. So, and that young man, I'm not sure what turned the corner for him. He's working in a restaurant, same thing. This is where about the only people that'll hire him is a car dealership lot or a restaurant or something. But they have to fight their way back to get back into good graces. And I remember when my daughter was applying for jobs, she said, "What should I say?" I said, "I think you should tell the truth. Tell them your struggle. It's on the news every night in Cincinnati, so they know what's going on. And if you're this person who's trying to get out of this and doing everything you can, I think you just stay with your story." Right? Anyway. Thank you. Oh, we got to do the song. Shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. It wasn't the string, it was me. I Protect your heart when things go wrong. Whenever you need a blue sky or sunshine in the morning, I will give you shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. Protect your heart when things go wrong. Whenever you need a sky, blue sky, or sunshine in the morning, I will give you shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. I will give you shelter from the storm. Thank you guys so much.